Australia has passed legislation that would ban social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and X for children under the age of 16 starting next year. Some are praising that blanket ban, but others argue that online safety for kids is more nuanced and needs to be dealt as such. Joining us right now is Carla Engelbrecht. She's the founder of Betweened. That's a social media app for families. She previously led product innovation at Netflix. And Carla, welcome. It's really great to have you here today. Why don't you explain what Betweened is for those who aren't familiar?
Absolutely. So parents are navigating a minefield of dangers and risks, and also a lot of really good things that come with all of the screen time that kids can have. So Between is about providing resources for parents, whether it is toddlers' first screen time or teens navigating social media, and all of the challenging uh-oh moments that happen in between, to really be their partner in digital parenting.
Yeah, it's something that I could use help with, because I think all of my kids, including the 8-year-old, are better with technology than I am. Like, I figure something out. If I'm going to be setting guardrails for them, they will probably figure out how to turn them off.
Yes, absolutely.
So what do you do? What do you tell parents? Because I understand the idea that maybe we shouldn't have this blanket situation, but it's the same thing as, you know, if you don't have laws that require kids to wear bike helmets, nobody does because it's not cool. So how do we find a moderate middle ground in terms of making sure our kids are protected online? I mean, to me, it feels like on social media, you could have anybody out there pretending to be anyone, and there are predators. There are lots of situations we can point to in this instance. We haven't figured out how to police that.
Yeah, it's a very tricky situation because, to your point, it's, you know, it's akin to if you walked into a liquor store and they said, "Are you 21?" and you were just like, "Yep," and they said, "Here's your vodka."
Right.
We're in this, you know, in the rest of the world, you have to prove you are of age in order to get access to things. And with these bans, it's interesting because it's, you know, by saying no social media for kids under 16, we're putting it on par with alcohol, with tobacco, even with you can't vote until you are of a certain age. Versus if you think about a car, to your point, bike helmets. We definitely say you can't drive until you've gotten a license and you've learned, but there's a lot of rules prior to that doesn't stop you from engaging with a car. But there's car seats and seatbelt rules, and are you in the back seat or front seat, that allow us to scaffold your experience and keep you safe over time. I think about social media and screen time in that same way. But right now, the onus is on parents to learn how to do that, which is why we do the work we do. And in doing that, it's learning things like being mindful about our screen time. So even for us as adults, same as you might go to the refrigerator, open that door and think about, am I actually hungry? It's like, why am I picking up this phone? Why am I picking up this device? What is my mindfulness of why am I using this? How do I engage thoughtfully with my kids around their screen time? So just like you read a book and you engage in stories with them and you engage in questions, how do you apply that to screen time so that you're fostering critical thinking? And then how do you use technology as a tool and help your kids support learning that? So writing online reviews together, creating a dance challenge together that gives you an opportunity to teach privacy and safety. So you're engaged with them and supporting them. I love looking even at spam. I do this with my daughter. We look at the spam messages she and I both get and talk about how do we know this is real or not? Something, quite frankly, we need to do with our aging parents, too.
Yeah. I mean, all very smart advice and things that we need to be doing. But let's get back to the idea of regulating and whether a blanket ban should work, or maybe if it's not a blanket ban, some responsibility on the social media companies for regulating what's taking place in their marketplace. Going back to the real world examples, if this was a Chuck E. Cheese and there were, let's say, 1,000 people in the Chuck E. Cheese, if there were 3 sexual predators, that Chuck E. Cheese would probably be shut down in the real world. There's zero tolerance in the real world for allowing sexual predators to be preying on people in your business place. What's the tolerance level that we have online for these companies?
Yeah, we're allowing far more dangerous situations to occur than we would in real world. You know, even to your point, when you go to Chuck E. Cheese, you and your child need to have matching either bracelets or black light stamps that allow you to leave with that child. So there's a lot of things that we have not put into place, which is, you know, good friction to help keep our kids safe. And part of the challenge with these bans is that they don't have teeth to actually enforce them. And instead, we should be thinking about, is it that we need to prove that you are of age and use systems that we use elsewhere of providing your license or some sort of form of ID that you are old enough to access certain kinds of features and content?
Sure.
Is it that do we need to think about these different platforms? And if you have DMs, then you need to have X, Y, and Z features and safety requirements in place. Because right now these bans are applying to say it's, Instagram and it's TikTok, but it's not YouTube and it's not LinkedIn. And that's a very inconsistent, challenging place to be.
Sure. Meta has come out with these new tools for parents. Are they useful? Do they work?
They put the responsibility on the parents. There are definitely tools there that are helpful. The problem is without age verification, a child can still go in and now say they're 18 instead of 13 to get access to the full features. So that is really where the biggest challenge lies, is how do you confirm the age of the person who is using it? And navigating that. So right now it's on the parents to know that the kid is accessing these things, to have the relationship with their child and to have set up the conversations that they put these tools in place. And then to the point you were saying, making sure that the kids are not sidestepping these safety features and just turning them off and going on and hiding their behavior, or going to even scarier platforms that have even less sort of good interests at heart.